For the candidates for State Representative for District 77, please. We are moving the timekeepers towards the center here, candidates, so if you would please just direct your attention to these two young ladies down front. Your two candidates for District 77 are Marisa Marquez and Aaron Barraza. We will begin first with a 2-minute introduction by each candidate, and we will begin first with Ms. Marquez.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I am Marisa Marquez, and I am your current State Representative for District 77. Just a little bit on my background. I attended El Paso schools. I am a graduate of the University of Notre Dame. Go Irish. I returned to my community in 2004 and now live in the central area, purchased my first home in the central area. I do want to say how impressive it is of your student council to hold this event. This is my third time participating. This last time I was participating on behalf of gubernatorial candidate Bill White. When I was elected in 2008, we really hit the ground running, and it was a wonderful opportunity for us to continue to stay engaged. I do want to say something about being a state representative. A quarter of our work revolves around what you hear about with regard to legislation and votes. 75% of our work happens here. And I see many of my constituents in the audience, people that we've helped with state agencies, people that we've helped navigate the process with regard to the state issues. And so I take that very seriously. I'm very, very privileged to sit here as your state representative. I really am. I'm very grateful to represent the community that I do, the diversity that's within my district, and I will continue to make you proud of the state capitol. I will continue to make sure that my foot is grounded here, and also as a warrior for you all as regards to the issues in Austin. I thank you for this opportunity again, and I look forward to your questions.
Mr. Barraza, you have 2 minutes.
Good morning to all of you. My name is Aaron Barraza. I'm running for the Texas House of Representatives here in District 77. I was born and raised here in El Paso. I can't tell you how many times my mom reminded me she was a mighty Mustang before we got here. I graduated from Cathedral High School, and then afterwards I went on to graduate from the University of Texas at Austin. While in Austin, I spent some time working under several state representatives at the state capitol. I worked at several political consulting firms, one of which was in London at the Center for Parliamentary Studies. After that, I decided to start, and I own and operate my own small business, a laundry and dry cleaning company called Texas Fold'em. And I'm running to bring leadership with a vision here at El Paso. I'm running to bring responsible leadership. I'm running to bring accountable leadership. And I'm running to bring affordable leadership. Instead of seeing headlines in newspapers that say there's ties to corruption and there's divisiveness in El Paso, I want there to be unity. I want us to come together to build a brighter future for El Paso. I want the youth, the elderly, and everyone in the middle to come together and work for a better El Paso. Thank you.
We will move to now 2 questions asked to each candidate from the students.
This question is directed to Ms. Marquez. Last year, you worked with other state representatives from our border area to co-author House Bill 840. Please describe the importance of this bill that relates to healthcare providers in our area.
Can you tell me what HB 840 was?
That's the question we're asking you.
You saying it's regarding health care?
Yes, the importance of the health care provided in our area.
In our area. We go through so many bills. There's about, I filed actually maybe about 17 my first, and then 30 my second session. I will tell you about healthcare on the border, though, and how important it is for you to have strong advocates. As you all know, in the Texas legislature, at the beginning of this session, we faced a $27 billion deficit. And what does that mean? That means there were cuts that were made not only to healthcare, but also to education. And I know that you all have seen a lot of that. My colleagues and I have always prioritized healthcare. We've always tried to fight for reimbursement rates for local physicians and local dentists, local healthcare professionals. And I think it's extremely important that we continue to do so. But the only way that we can do that, again, is going back to my 75%, is having those conversations at the local level. How are we different from the rest of the state of Texas? How do our healthcare needs differ from other metropolitan areas such as Dallas, Houston, Austin? Why is it harder for us to recruit? We have a great advantage of having the Texas Tech Medical School here. Why? Because when residents come in, they stay. When people are they finish their medical school in the communities that they're in, there's a larger percentage of them that stay and make this their home. And that's important to us in order to recruit specialists. We have wonderful opportunities also with the partnership between UMC. Our county judge, who's in the audience, has been an integral part of that. And we, at the state legislature, have a responsibility to continue to support great leaders that understand our local health issues and also our need for retention and recruitment of doctors.
Mr. Barraza. John Adams proposed to the Continental Congress that English should be declared the official language of the United States. His proposal was deemed undemocratic and a threat to individual liberty. Yet many states have adopted English-only laws. What is your perspective on this issue?
First off, I'd like to thank you guys for being so involved. It was not just 6 years ago that I was in your exact position. So I'm glad that with this forum, we're showing the rest of the city that you don't have to be married with kids and older to get involved. So thank you very much for that. El Paso is unique from any other city in Texas and the United States. We're bicultural, we're bilingual, but we're all American. And that's the beauty of our area, and that's the beauty of our country. To implement English as the official language is, in my eyes, is not a priority because we're taking away from the beauty from the rest of the country. Thank you.
This is another student question directed to both candidates. We'll begin with Ms. Marquez. What are your plans to help prevent future fraud in school districts?
Oh, this is great. Well, actually, we're already in that process. In this last session, as a response, well, actually, my first session, my 81st, I was the author of the County Ethics Commission bill, and that was in response to the corruption that we saw plaguing our community at the county level. And it was important, and I know that there's been a lot of critics about how that's going to be executed and how it was executed, but it's the response. It's the fact that we are turning around and making sure that we do something about it. How are we to recruit businesses, any other professionals to a community that is plagued with a dark cloud of corruption over them? If we're sending out a message to those outside that we're trying to recruit that it's a pay-to-play game, it's not productive for anyone. Thank you. What I will say also about school board districts, in some counties of the state of Texas, the school districts are the largest taxing entity, okay? Right now, every dollar that we pay in taxes here locally, I saw my tax bill in January. I was pretty impressed. But 50% of that goes to our school districts. Why is there a need for transparency? Because it ultimately affects you all. Every dollar that we see, there is a cost to corruption. There absolutely is. And for us to say blindly and say, well, it's going to happen or we can't monitor every bad actor is unacceptable. We all have to be a part of the solution. We all have to play an active part in petitioning our elected officials that sit on boards and also assist them in making issues that they deal with every day, every week, every month, more transparent and more open to you as a public.
Thank you very much. Education is the key to our future. It's the key to El Paso's future. First and foremost, there should be no bid contracts. That's just cause for trouble. There should always be a bid process. The public should always be involved. The public should always know where their tax dollars are going. So with that, I think it is also the job of the state representative to not just sit behind a desk and govern from behind a desk, but to also be proactive and reach out to the school board members, to superintendents, to streamline the organization of the way that the system works. And that, I've already done that myself. I've had meetings, I've had talks, we've brainstormed ideas, and when you work together and you keep the information open to the public, everything gets better. Thank you.
And now we'll have a few questions from the audience. 1 minute replies.
This question is for both candidates. Mrs. Marquez, we'll begin with you. Who is the most impressive person you have voted for?
Wow. That's a tough question. I voted for very impressive people. I've been voting since I was 18, which was, well, I won't tell you how long ago that was. But I think everybody says all politics are local. And that's absolutely true. If we don't have good, strong, local leaders, then the community ultimately doesn't have the leadership. I mean, I can sit here and say it was President Obama, but I want to say that probably the most impressive person that I voted here locally has been my county judge. My county judge, Marquez-Barraza. And you know what? Young people involved in politics, somebody that took the reins immediately, has made every effort to rein in corruption, has made every effort to make sure that the county government is transparent, and that is important to you. That is important to me as a taxpayer, it's important to you all. You have access to her, you have access to my office, and that is extremely, extremely important in any democratic process, and I'm proud to say I voted for her.
I've had 2 opportunities to vote, and I have not. So, as a citizen, I have failed myself, but I also believe that you're never too young to be involved, and you're never too old to be involved. It's never too late to get started, and it's never too early to get started. I have failed myself when it comes to voting, but as a representative, I have not failed myself to vote on necessary bills. So, you'll find me at high schools around my district. I know the impact that I've had has been negative in terms of the lack of my voting record. So I've encouraged every high school senior to register to vote. I've been talking to all the students in the classrooms, and if elected, I will not allow this to continue, and I will always be there to vote for necessary bills that affect not just me, but everyone in the community.
Another question from the audience, going to both candidates. Do you support the casino or racetrack model? No gambling at all.
Do I support the, I'm sorry?
It says, do you support the casino or racetrack model? No gambling at all?
No, I support opening or allowing gambling in the state of Texas. Absolutely. Let's look at this issue very carefully. We have been fighting this fight for a very, very long time to allow, namely, the Speaking Rock Casino to reopen. Why? Because it created jobs. Second of all, the casino has been forthcoming with the state to make sure that they are taxed, and some of that money goes to education within our state. We are now sending money outside of the state of Texas every single day. We're sending it to Louisiana, we're sending it to Oklahoma, and we're sending it to New Mexico. That is our disposable dollars that are going to support other states. Absolutely. Is there a model that the state can be a partner in? Yes. And will I support it? Absolutely.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Barraza.
Thank you. I do also support this. I do support gambling. I'm a very big proponent for economic development and small business. If the casinos were to reopen, if Speaking Rock Casino was to reopen, that would add an additional $146 million to our local economy. That means jobs, That means more workers. That means more food on the table. That means more support for your families. That means more revenue for the city. So I am definitely in favor of more economic development.
Thank you.
There'll be 1 minute now of a closing statement for each candidate. We'll start with Ms. Marquez.
Thank you. One thing I want to be very, very clear about this campaign is that I'm extremely grateful. I am extremely grateful and privileged to sit in this position, and not one day goes by that I'm not aware of that. I am privileged when I have constituents call my office and that we are able to assist them. I am privileged to go to Austin and fight on behalf of those that don't have access to that. I am privileged to make sure that we get out into our communities and we have capital in the corner to make ourselves more accessible. And I want people involved. Competition is excellent. Competition is good. It's going to allow me an opportunity to stand on my record. It's going to allow me an opportunity to listen to your voices again. I see many of you I've dealt with and had conversations with in the interim. Again, 75% of my job as a state rep is sitting right here in front of you, having these conversations on a weekly, daily basis. And I promise, as your next state rep, in my next election, I will continue to do that, and I'm privileged and honored.
Mr. Barraza, you have 1 minute.
I'm running to bring creative ideas to the table. I'm running to provide leadership with vision. Let's build UTEP to a point where it's not just a commuter school, but it's a destination school for all of those in our region. Let's build a vibrant downtown. Let's build a community. Let's make our young students who leave to get an education want to come back and contribute to our community just as I did. It's the community they love. It's the community they want to be a part of. Let's make it easier for them to do that. Let's make it more motivating for them to do that. Some have told me that when I've told them if elected I'd like to be part of the public education committee, and they said, "You're dreaming. That's too much. That doesn't happen." And I take that as a compliment, because we all need to be dreaming. We all need to set our expectations up here. We all need to set our goals up here. And we need to fight to reach them. And we can't tell anyone that's impossible. To say that El Paso can't reach a certain point that other cities have reached, that's like telling a student, you can't become a doctor. You can't go to medical school. It's not right, it's ridiculous, and I want to bring everyone together with unity to fight for a better future for El Paso.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the candidates for District 77, thank you very much.